Good evening. My name is Casey Clark. I'm a physical therapist from Glens Falls Hospital, who is also the president of Steps for Stroke. I've been involved with our local stroke support group for about 20 years now, and I remember when I started working with this group, one of the first things that caught my attention was the amount of young people that attended the meetings. There were many people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s participating on a regular basis, and this remains the case to this very day. Unfortunately, people may assume that strokes typically occur to people when they're older, but this just isn't true. And in many cases, a stroke leaves a spouse unable to work, or a parent, as you will hear about tonight, unable to care for a child. It was about 10 years ago when a number of enthusiastic and generous members of our support group decided to start a nonprofit organization called Steps for Stroke. Their mission was to improve the lives of local stroke survivors and their caregivers by providing education, support, and financial assistance while promoting stroke awareness in our community. It's been an honor working with this group of survivors who truly want to pay it forward. As a clinician, I've been able to see firsthand how they have positively impacted the lives of many local families. Sometimes it's just a phone call to check in and let them know that someone cares. There are other instances when someone may need guidance in getting connected with a community support service. And there are other times when a family needs financial assistance for co-pays, transportation, medical bills, or therapy equipment. Regardless of the need, Steps for Stroke wants survivors to know that they are not alone. This evening you are going to hear about Tina's amazing journey recovering from a stroke. Tina has been an integral member of our group for about 10 years now. In fact, I'm not sure she's ever missed a meeting in that entire time, which goes to show the dedication and commitment she has not only to helping herself and her family, but for others as well. We are so proud of you.
When I was 35, I was married, had been working with kids with special needs. Had 2 boys of my own, Brian 16, Cooper almost 2. And I was pregnant with my 3rd boy. On May 3rd, 2010, 5 weeks early, he decided to enter the world. Now the plan was to have an epidural, kind of make an easy delivery. But being my 3rd, thinking I could just sneeze, it would pop out. But no, after 12 hours of hard labor, no one was here. A few hours later, they brought him in for his first feeding. I was breastfeeding, went to switch sides, and realized I couldn't move my right arm. I called the nurse, and I said, could it be because I still have an IV in? She said, no, just go back to sleep. So I did. A little time goes by, now my right leg won't work. At this point, I can't remember anything. I know I had to go for a CAT scan. The next morning, my mom had called to see how the night was. I was crying, so I had the nurse talk. I'm in and out. I can hear voices. And before I knew it, I was on my way to Albany Med by helicopter. I was having a stroke, but I didn't know that. At Albany Med, they had to take part of my skull off due to swelling. I've been told that I was in there for about 2 weeks. They had given me a 5% of survival. I survived the surgery. Unfortunately, I lost use of my right side. Then was out to Sunnyview for rehab. I don't remember much of that next few weeks. There was therapy, physical, occupational, speech. Every day, I was working toward a new goal. I had to learn how to do everything again. Walking, talking, eating, everything. I had to have a feeding tube. My memory was sparse. I remember I was starting to eat a little bit, but something wasn't right. I was in a lot of pain, but I could not express myself. Turns out I had more clots throughout my body. I was put in the ICU in Ellis Hospital. I started to remember more. My first few days back at Sunnyview, I was not even sure if the baby had made it. Because Noah was 5 weeks early, they kept him in the NICU at Glens Falls Hospital. Once I was settled in at Sunnyview, he was discharged and brought down to see me. During the many visits during my 6-week stay at rehab, Noah was brought down to visit me so we could have our bond together. After many more therapy, I was able to leave Sunnyview and go to my parents' house. It was towards the end of June when my oldest and my dad were working throughout the night to make a room that was safe for me to go to. I would stay with my parents and Dillon, the baby, but my parents were really the caregivers for Nolan. Because I had half my skull still in the fridge in Albany, and my dad liked to joke that was sitting next to a 6-pack of beer. I had to wear a helmet throughout the day to protect the brain. I did have surgery in August to have the plate put back in. I was going to outpatient therapy several days a week. At one point, the OT turned to me and said, "What do you want to work on?" "I want to learn how to change a diaper." I learned. I also learned the best way to pick him up. To pick up Noah was to carry him around like a baby, or a cat carrying the babies. Using the good side of my arm, he was in overalls on a cradle with my weak side. After 6 months, I returned to my own house with my boys and my husband. I wanted to be home in my home for Christmas. They say that trauma can make or break a marriage. Well, it broke. It was too much for him. Even though it did not work out for us, he always loved his boys. Sadly, Dan just passed away recently, but you always bear part of our hearts. The divorce made me stronger. I was more determined. I needed to fight to get better so I could be there for my boys. I was slowly getting to what I call my new normal. I will never get back to what I was. My type of stroke was caused by clotting disorder. Because of this, I had to go get blood work done very often at the hospital. I went to the hospital and I saw a sign that said about stroke support group. I mentioned it to my mom and we should check it out. I didn't know what to expect because when you think of a stroke, you typically think of older people. I'm 35 years old. I shouldn't have a stroke. The first meeting, I was very scared. Didn't know what to expect. I took it all in. We came back the next month, and next month, and next month, and slowly began to tell my story. Steps for Stroke has helped me in so many ways that I never thought it would. I feel safe there. People understand what I'm going through because they've gone through it. During my recovery, Steps for Stroke has been so greatly helpful, not just to be able to talk to someone who understands, but they can help you in so many ways. They got me a special tablet so I can work at home to gain more ability to my right hand. And because I saw a Puma group that went back to driving, I thought, maybe I can do that. And I did. When I started driving again, because I had to have a special equipment, Steps for Stroke, they reimbursed me for that expense. That was a huge help to get me some of my freedom back. Today, I'm able to drive my boys to sporting events, meetings, family gatherings. I even drive myself to work daily as I work part-time in a school cafeteria. I'm an independent, now my own place. I have my own car. I come and go where I want, I still face many challenges. Slicing food, carrying items, opening jars, trying my own shoes, and most frustrating, trying to put my hair in a ponytail. I also have a new partner in my life, Matt, who steps in and helps me more ways than he knows. He encouraged me and taught me how to drive again, and I haven't stopped. When we go out to parks or on vacation, I do have to use an electric scooter because I still find it tiring to walk long distance. With the support of my family, we've traveled to Disney, Universal, Disney Park, Dallas, Texas, and that's not to even mention the local venues. Like I said before, I will never be the same as I was in the past. This is my new normal, but I'm living my best life to the fullest and making the best of it.
It's a new normal every single day. Rules we made for Tuesday don't apply today. It's the new normal every time you turn around. 1 minute you're standing up, the next you're lying on the ground. Where did it go? The life that I once knew. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I'm just blue. Where did it go? The life that I once led. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I just see red. It's a new normal every single day. Rules we made for Wednesday don't apply today. It's a new normal every time you turn around. 1 minute you're standing up, the next you're lying on the ground. Where did it go? Best foot forward, 2 steps back. In the right direction, on the wrong track. Where did it go? My plan for tomorrow. Say hello to hope, goodbye to sorrow. It's a new normal every single day. Rules we made for Thursday don't apply today. It's a new normal every time you turn around. 1 minute you're standing up, the next you're lying on the ground. I just wish I could do one thing without counting the ways to fail. I wish I could do one thing, tie my goddamn ponytail. It's a new normal every single day. Rules we made for Friday don't apply today. It's a new normal every time you turn around. 1 minute you're standing up, the next you're lying on the ground. It's a new normal. It's a new normal. It's a new normal. Tina Coates.